Hi guys, welcome to this video. In this video we're going to talk about our latest motion design contest and also look at some of the entries, some of the people whose works will be featured. Then we would also look at some honorable mentions, some of the work that other people did, but basically we focused on the top 5 creations, and after this you get the chance to vote for which one you feel is the best, and from there we're going to pick our winner. So come with me as I explore all of these animations and projects. Thank you. So for this contest I decided to create this animation which you guys will watch here. So it's meant to be a full animation, and then one scene specifically is dedicated into showing this bento screen where it has some animation going on in every single scene. Right now I then did a full breakdown of how this animation was done, and let me see, I said that online here, so that's this one. So I did a full breakdown.
Tire hustle. Introducing Piggy.
This animation was done step by step, you know, how to get the models, how to do everything in Blender. You know, I also spoke about keyframing, how to animate it, how to move it from Blender into After Effects, how to morph, certain objects. You're going to move from this POS machine into a mobile phone, stuff like that, right? And I broke down everything. So we started from Figma for the cards. You would design the cards, the background image that is on the card, that is those patterns, depending on the kind of card you're working with, and how to put in all the artifacts, GT Bank logo, all of that, right? And basically this whole thing is part of our motion design course. This course basically speaks about everything that you need to know when it comes to Blender and motion design. So this breakdown is essentially a part of that course, specifically week 3 of the entire course, and it's an 8 weeks course. So everything you need to know about doing complex motion design like these, you should be able to get in the course. People have then taken this and done amazing spin-offs. They've done their own versions, they've done their own, brought in their own creativity. And the good thing about all of that, the good thing about all of that is, you teach people A, B, C, and you see them doing C, D, E, F, G, H, and I love that. I really, really love that. I really love to see people's creativity on show. So that is what this contest was about, seeing people recreate the class and then coming up with their own versions of that same thing, right? So they're all given the same source files, the same videos, the same everything to watch, and what you would see is a result of everybody's hard work, their own take. I truly appreciate everyone who came through and did their own animations. It was really, really lovely to see, and it's unfortunate that we're going to choose only one winner, but but for the next contest, we're going to have a high amount of money to be won, and we're going to have more than one winner. So yeah, for our first animation, this is entry 1. This entry is from his account, AJ Reynolds, and he's done quite a number of fantastic animations, most notably this one. There's a bunch I've seen that really look good, and yeah, you should be able to see some of this, some of the inspiration, for some of the work he's done. Yeah, but still, I mean, really, really excellent work. I really loved his work on some of the class materials that has been taught. So his own entry is great. I love this part. Part of what I shared with them is not just the finished animation, but like, here are some other concepts that I did not do that I feel like you guys can do, and he was able to add that into his own, which you can see here. POS machine and the phone, the billboard. In terms of critique, I really have that much critique to give. It really looks good. I've really not seen that many Lotus Bank animations that look like this. So if you work with Lotus or work with any banks that do not have like maybe the dopest of animations, I would really recommend you reaching out to him, because to me these works were really, 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 really nice. I can't say really enough, but this works were really, really nice, and he really took his time, creating certain designs using Blender, which is part of it. Like, we're not just creating animations, we're also creating like all these graphic design and designs using Blender, right? Instead of us to just download this stuff from the internet, we can create it ourselves. So that's good. Yeah, this is very, very good. I do not have that many corrections. I would rate it very highly, but like I said, the actual voting has been left to you guys, so you guys will be the ones to vote and decide which one is the best. But this is entry 1, so big ups to him. Go follow him and maybe see some of the other stuff that he's been putting out. Alright, so in this one, we're looking at the next entry from Be Inspired Designs, Mr. Tito Omoni. This is his page, and
Could go further.
he chose to do this one for Piggy Vest.
What if one vault powered your entire hustle? Introducing Piggy Vest Business. The card, the POS. The power to own your money. Seamless spending. Smart saving. Total control. Piggy Vest Business. Save it. Swipe it. Own it.
Okay, so first of all, what I really like about this animation is the fact that it's focused on PiggyVest. It's one of the brands that I've really wanted to create animations for in the past, so that is great. He stuck to the guidelines. This is a bento screen, and some of the things that were taught, from the POS machine to the phone, the coins dropping, everything, right? Great. My critic would be that most times some people do well when they partner up with, okay, first of all, as animators, there are some animators that do brand design very well, so they understand colors, fonts, placement, all of that. Or while there's some people that do animation and 3D very well, so he does 3D very well. But I would, as a brand designer also, I would have corrected some things in terms of brand design. I would have confirmed stuff with their colors. I don't know if all the colors used here are, there's some things look a bit too thick, too dark, but then again, overall nice.
What if your savings could go further? What if one vault powered your entire house?
This is nice, but like, I can tell that this, because I was one that did the video, I can tell that the box is right here and it's right here, and this ends are empty because the box stops there. So obviously it's very hard to render and re-render some of these things, so I understand that.
Hustle. Introducing PiggyVest Business, the card,
very nice.
The POS.
It does feel a bit dark, but the mixture of like the voiceover, the script, everything you came up with it yourself. So
the power to
really, really nice work.
To own your money, seamless spending, smart saving, total control.
What I would say is, for future work, you could collaborate with other people. You did not need to do this all by yourself, because nobody really cares whether you do it by yourself or whether you collaborated with someone. But then if you are collaborating with somebody, the person would have helped you push the design look a bit higher than it currently is. So in terms of like colors, there's some colors here that I'm not familiar with the PiggyVest brand with, but all the same, when it comes to just the animation, you crossed off all the animation checklists. So really nice work.
Control PiggyVest Business. Save it. Swipe it.
If you look here, there was this thing where it didn't loop up properly.
Own it.
Right? You see that place? That is my only critic for that thing. Like, it should have just looped out properly. So that's my only critic from that. Overall, a very nice job. He was able to get to the end of the project, which is very difficult to do, and he delivered something that is very usable, very workable. And if I were a brand manager, I would just have those corrections I mentioned, but the overall work still stays. The overall work can still get posted. So really nice work to him. We'll move on to the next entry now. All right, so third entry is from Ugo Austin. Here, Ugo Austin Designs. So let's watch it. Okay, so this is his page for anybody who's interested in following him. I've seen a couple of animations done by him, and they really look good. He's also taking what's it called, a part in the course, so you can also follow him to see some other like animations from the course, but generally let's speak about the animation in question, right? I really like what he did in terms of, right, there's supposed to be a scene where coins are falling, but everybody interprets that their own way, and he's interpreted it very well. I love the fact that he was able to get inspiration from, places online, and I think this one, I saw it on Pinterest. It really looked nice. He's able to achieve the goal of the video while still bringing in his own idea to it. Showcase their POS, their mobile app very well. Also flexed his motion design knowledge, right? Then I think one of the things he did is to make sure that he added an extra something on top, so it's not just exactly what you thought I'm going to put out. He added an extra bit of creativity, imagination into his own, so I really like that. And the colors, everything looks nice and professional. It screams something that a bank would have actually paid or commissioned him to create for them. So really nice work overall. In terms of critics, there really isn't that many, right? It was an overall clean and efficient work. The screens and everything was really good, and I'll definitely say this is good. So yeah, let me also know what you think about any of these animations in the comments. I'd love to see your own feedback or your own takes. But overall, this was a really solid entry for me. Really nice work to him, and well done. I look forward to seeing what the people say in terms of votes. But overall, very, very good. On to the next entry. All right, so far so good. Our next entry is from this guy, Insight Motions. I also have the video here. So you can also see them. All these videos are tagged on CXT Studios, so you can go there and see them. Right, so I think on his own end, he managed to do exactly what you asked for, which, to be fair, is exactly what I asked for. I really liked the UBA colors is very bright, vivid red, so he's able to create a very good bento screen. What's everything is, I mean, perfect. He was able to utilize everything that he was taught, and he was able to bring the whole thing to life. I'm checking his page and I can see some other breakdowns of
the number you have dialed is not available.
Get to the final result. It didn't just jump there. Same thing with Tito. I also saw a couple of BTS videos from him as well. Most people, they're able to show the process.
Please leave your message after the beep.
Let people not know that, let them look like you just jumped straight into the animation and the animation did not take any time, right? He's able to show that he, took time building up each scene and, doing the entire animation. So big ups to him. You guys should follow him. He has very nice motion designs on his page, and this entry, was solid. It looks professional, and to me can go on the UBA page. Another thing too that I know from working with him is, like, prior to this announcement of this contest, I don't think he had started his own classes. And to be able to make all of this, during the duration of the contest and submit is actually amazing. Really nice work. There's a couple of them too that prior to that time they had not created anything, but instantly they started taking the classes. They're able to come up with this level of animation that looks very good. So kudos to them. I don't have any corrections. This really looked nice. And I think the only other thing I would have said is, I don't know whether it's the way you posted it, but your animations look small on the screen compared to how these ones look. So maybe you need to find out how you're posting it. Maybe there's a problem there, but all the same, really nice work, really good work, and kudos to you. Our last, and certainly not the least, is this animation from Dilly Tech. Him, like, via his stories and everything, create these animations, and I was happy with the fact that that thing where you created a guide for people and they still need to ask you questions, try to figure out. It wasn't like that for him and for many of these other guys. They were able to get all the instructions and everything they needed. And if you ask each one of them, like, did you know you were able to create this before? They will be like, no. So it was nice seeing him through that process, figuring it out, and like, I want to add, like, at the top here, he's like, I want to make sure that, I don't just put the hand together. I want there to be like some movement. See the cards, they spin beautifully. The phone, the same thing. Excellent use of the brand colors. There's also these places. I don't know if you can see the cards transitioning from white to yellow. He was like, he just wants to add something, and that is something that some of the other guys did as well. They added something else that I didn't put in there, but like, it's amazing to see that they did not just do like copy and paste. They were able to add in their own creativity, and that is actually very, very nice. even this part was not part of what I discussed in the course, but you know, he's able to come up with his own creativity based off what was thought. Yeah, on his page he also posts a bunch of other you know, animation stuff, right? I think I've seen a couple before. Where is it? Yeah, so go follow him if you like some of the stuff that he's done or he's doing. Overall, a very nice professional work. All the colors and everything that I know about Providence Bank was highlighted here and in perfect condition as well. So kudos to him. In terms of corrections or critics, there really isn't much. The only critic I would have given, and that goes for all the other ones as well, there are some of these scenes that look really good on their own, right? So apart from, I know I said we should post just the bento screen, but apart from just posting the bento screen, I would have loved to see this. I would have loved to see this on its own, you know, on a separate slide. So like what this guy did, I would love to see them separately, because them on their own always looks nice, always looks good. Apart from that, like this now, just the focus, yeah, just like that. I really loved that look full screen. So yeah, this is the last and final entry. I think there was one more from this guy, Martoons. So I'm going to talk about that one. But I believe that these are the top 5 entries for this contest. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And then I'm going to also mention some honorable mentions for the same class. So we have one other entry from Martoon's studio. Now I believe he did not have the time to like really come in like on time, but what I love is that he still stuck it through to the end and eventually posted his own for Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank enjoy fast transactions. So again, I really liked his entry, especially that ending with all the screens. This is his page. You should follow him. I think he does. I've seen some other good animations that he's done. You know, generally very nice work. The only corrections I would have is some of, like, the whole story is not together. It's a bit disjointed, and I know that it's because some of these are from different tutorials and not like the same tutorial. Yeah, and you wanted to be creative in the sense that I'm not going to do exactly what you did. I want to bring in my own spin. All the same, you know, as a whole, as a 3D entry, this looks very good. And I know that if you were working with like a brand manager, you know, on a project that is supposed to go live, you know, they can still work with this. They have a couple of tweaks, but they can still work with something that looks like this. The color combinations, they are red, they are gray, they are black, they are white. Everything was done well. Nothing looked too out of the ordinary. So really nice work. Kudos to you for struggling to make sure that you were able to, you know, produce this, because I know it's not easy to render, to come up with any of these stuffs. Big ups to you. There are some people that started that didn't eventually get it through to the end. So you did, you got through to the end. Kudos to you. Yeah, so follow him, and then, you know, he was able to make use of Blender, Figma, Photoshop, After Effects, just for this. So really nice work to him. The second honorable mention is Yemi Black. He's also taking the course, and here are some of those entries, some of those videos. I think, I don't know if there's more here, but there are a couple of them that are from the course. So especially this one, this is the for First Bank, right? Some of this inspiration, you could get them from Pinterest, like I mentioned in the course. You know, the PS machine is, you know, like I was saying in some of those videos, rather than just putting them in the bento screen, which is nice already, you can also make it full screen. So there are some of the screens that you guys did that looked really good. On full screen, it will obviously look a lot better, you know. But yeah, this is week 4 of the course. Where is it? Should be on my page. This one.
Meet Shopify, the easiest way to start, run, and grow your business.
So, yes, that's week 4 of the course. I really like the fact that he's able to bring some of this stuff to life. Yeah, like these are really nice. These are really nice entries. Let me see. I think I've seen this one. I think this was his. Was this his entry for week 3? Yeah. For this.
With PayPal, there are so many.
For this entry, I think this was his own entry. Yeah. I think this one is from week 1. So this card scene. Yeah. This one is This one is from week 1. Right, and then finally this one. So the course in itself is 8 weeks long, and in each week there's 2 classes in it. So there's a simple one and then there's a hard one. So the simple one will be something like how to create maybe the coins and how to do some basic animations, while the hard one will be something like this, right? The simple one will be how to model the mobile phones and how to create some social media designs using Blender, while the hard one will be something like this piggyverse animation. So that way you're not stuck with just doing the hard animations. You're able to do the simple ones, and you can move quickly. So this week 3 contest was based out of the simple one. It's something that you could have signed up today. By next week you should have submitted. That's if you're busy and all. So yeah, it is a good number of people are taking the classes. I have seen entries and I've seen like submissions here and there from different people, and I don't think there is any one person that is like, it's difficult, time consuming, but I don't think there's any one person that is like, it is impossible. Once you relax, one very good evening, you should be able to come up with really, really nice animations, and everything you need is in there, like the whole breakdown, like the whole, what's it called, the source files, the Figma files, everything you need to be able to make the animations are all in there. Yeah, so all you need to do is sign up. You can take in any of these like animations, and before you get to, this is just week 3 out of 8 weeks. Before you get to the 8th week, you should be able to create some of these really, really nice professional animations. Yeah. Trust me, it is not as hard or complicated as it looks.
The car.
Because most of these people started off just like you, thinking like it's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult, I'm not going to get it. And look at them now. Yeah, most of them already understand how it is done, how they can come up with it themselves. Yeah, so that being said, I would like to announce our next contest. This one would be a bit more general and bigger than the 3D course that just finished. It is centered around the After Effects class that I have, and in that class we go through several layers of how to animate for flyers, posters, and we also talk about how to do corporate animations for brands, crypto companies, fintech especially. We also handle like a full branding project. A lot of people are currently learning it. It is not that expensive, and I believe that people that are totally new in motion design, people that don't even know anything about motion design are taking it, and they've really been able to go very far, with it. Now, the contest, my plan is to make it a 1 million naira contest. But there'll be 3 winners. The first person would be 500k, second person would be 300k, and the third person would be 200k. And it would center around SaaS videos. SaaS videos are sort of like the videos that speak about a particular software.
One-click magic AI tools.
Something like this. This might be a bit too complicated, but it's definitely something that anybody can, jump on and get done, right? So just like the initial contest I did, there will be helpful files, there will be everything you need to be able to compete for it, so that nobody's going to be like, I don't know, it's only for the pros here. It's in such a way that almost everybody is able to, join in and compete. This is an example. Let me see if this is gonna show up. Yeah, SaaS product videos. I would follow up with like proper explanation as to what the contest will be about, how the contest will go, and everything. I'm just announcing it here, letting you know that the contest is coming up, and there's going to be there'll be judges, there'll be people that would give their own feedbacks and all of that, and we are as usual going to find the top 5. Out of those top 5, there will be 3 winners, and it's designed to make you like push, force you to learn, force you to get better, and encourage you overall, so you're not just there without motivation or anything. We'll bring the motivation, and I am looking forward to doing that. It's incredibly hard to manage everything, to like bring everything to life. So we think those of you that are supporting us, those of you that competing on these things, we do not take your time for granted. We really, 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 really appreciate you. So all these videos are going to be put on the public group, and everyone is going to vote, and we will find out our winner after 24 hours. Thank you. Bye.